Hello, welcome everybody to this 45-minute session on the BRICS Plus and G20, the path to collective action. I'm adding a question mark behind that. I welcome our speakers. We will be quizzing them, their stellar panel. And first, I want to explain why you have red and green cards. It's because you will be participating in the session. We will be showing some statements on the screens that you have on both sides. And you get to show us if you agree with the green card or if you disagree with the red card. And also the panel will be voting, of course, on those things. So before we start everything, let's look at some maps that will show us how the G20 and how BRICS Plus look in 2024, because there has been some interesting expansion. So first we see the G20 now with the African Union membership, which is quite substantive. And we see BRICS Plus also showing us some of the countries that are interested in joining. I understand that it's up to 40 countries that have expressed interest. So let's go with the first statement and see what you think about that, if you agree or disagree with it. Minilateral forums like the G20, BRICS Plus, and G7 are no substitute for the universal membership United Nations. What do you think about that, green or red? Don't be shy. Most of you agree, also my entire panel. So let's start with this statement, and I want to ask Elizabeth Sidiropoulos, who is from the South African Institute for International Affairs. What do you think is so minilateral about the G20 now that the African Union has joined, given that you were a strong advocate for that membership?
What's important?
I want to ask now Marta Fernandes from the BRICS Policy Center in Brazil. We just looked at the map, and as I had just mentioned, many countries have expressed interest in joining BRICS. What is it that makes it so, this club so popular, so to say? I want to fetch that, actually, to ask Patrick Stewart from the Carnegie Endowment. What are the advantages and disadvantages of these minilateral fora compared to the UN, for example? Because she just said Brazil feels more comfortable within the G20 with some topics, but then the BRICS has also some advantages.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to ask now Xiao Sheng from the Tsinghua University in China. Because we were talking about each group, but also about advantages, disadvantages. What do you think the expansion of these groups is actually signaling in terms of the multilateral institutions that clearly need some reforming, but are not advancing in that? So are we going to see more expansion of these groups and a weakening of the UN system, for example, or where do you see this going?
I absolutely agree. This
that
is
ties
not about
perfectly to the next statement that we're going to show on screen now, and that we're going to have you vote, please. So let's see it. BRICS Plus and the G20 are complementary organizations, regardless of their differences in values. Okay, now we have a bit of a mix going on here. This is going to be more difficult.
This is to make your life difficult.
Yes. I'm going to go with the table, 50-50, I'd say. So let's discuss this. But at least on this panel, you seem to agree that both groups could potentially work together, that a good topic would be poverty reduction. We have now 7 minutes left. Let's talk about concrete actions. How would it look like if these two groups come together and work on poverty reduction? For example, I mean, the SDGs are going to run out soon. Would these two groups be the ones putting up, whatever will come next after the 2030 agenda, for example? Thoughts? That's wonderful. Then, because time is running, we can obviously keep on discussing afterwards, but I think there's some good brain power at this table to precisely help put with those concrete actions between those two groups to find solutions for everybody, hopefully. Thank you very much, then.
Thank you for keeping time.
Yeah.